Alrighty, we are in Unit 5, Note 6, Combining in Equations. So, this chapter is actually mostly a review of things we learned in Unit 4, where we learned how to combine like terms. We're just incorporating it into equations. Now we're taking this time to make sure you remember how to do that and to fill in any gaps, because I don't want to jump ahead into the new stuff we're going to be doing with combining like terms, because I would say once you're comfortable with this, you're pretty much only going to see equations that involve combining in some way, eventually over the equal sign as well. So, let us start with the top. These notes incorporate combining like terms into equations. The front is a review of combining like terms, while the back throws them into equations. No, remember this time, the front is all review. So, we're building up from the basics. The number in front of x is called a coefficient. And it counts how many x's I have. So, how many x's do I have in 3x? Well, I have 3 of them. This counts as 1, 2, 3 x's. Here, in 5x, I have 5 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This number represents how many x's are in this group. So I have a group of 5 x's right there. So that means we can add them up just like numbers. I can take 2 plus 3, that's 5. 2x plus 3x is 5x, the exact same. I'm just combining my groups of x's. 2x's plus 3x's. This group of 2 plus that group of 3 gives me 5x's. So adding, subtracting x's, multiplying, and dividing are pretty much exactly the same as doing it with numbers. So I want to try and combine 5x plus 7x. Well, that's just 5 plus 7 gives me 12x. 6x minus 2x, same as before, I end up with 4 x's. 3x minus 8x, well, that's negative 5x, just like it would be negative 5. Negative 2x plus 6x, that's 4x. And finally, I have negative 3x minus 2x, negative 5x. It's just like adding numbers, except we have x's on the end. So, the only rule we have to keep in mind is that x's, or variables in general, x's and numbers can't be combined. They can't. You can't combine x's and numbers. So in this example here, we combine 3x and 5x, giving us 8x. We bring down this minus 2, but we can't do anything else. We can't combine our 8x and the minus 2, so we leave it as it is. So we can get into more complex expressions with our x's and numbers. We can combine our 8x and our 7x, giving us x, just 1x, plus 10x, plus 5, minus 4. We combine x and 10x, giving us 11x's, plus 5, minus 4. We can't combine our 11x and our 5, so we end up combining our 5 and our minus 4, giving us 11x, giving us 11x. 5 plus minus 4 is going to be plus 1. Okay, I want you to try this one. Make sure you know what you're doing. And once you pause and try it, you can unpause and check your answer. Okay, go ahead and check your answer with mine. I want to make sure you know what you're doing, so I want to make sure you work it out. But if you want to check your answer, I have 5x plus 14. You might also have 14 plus 5x. Both of these work. Okay, so once we're confident with combining x's, combining numbers, but making sure they don't combine with each other, we should be comfortable rearranging our terms. It's pretty easy. So, first, we need to identify each term and figure out if they are positive or negative. Remember, if it has nothing in front of it, it's positive. And if it has a minus in front of it, it's going to be negative. Positive 4x, positive 5, but a negative 2x because there's a minus here. Once you've identified each term, you can move them around in the expression. You just have to make sure they keep the sign on their left. Once you've rearranged each term, you can combine like normal. So the first thing I'm going to do on this expression right here is rearrange my terms based on and keep their signs with them. So I keep a 3x here. I'm going to move this 4x up, and it's a positive 4x, so I keep the plus. I'm going to move this negative 2x up as well. It has a minus, so I'm going to call it negative 2x. Now this negative 8 falls back, and I have a plus 5 at the end. So I moved everything with an x up, my numbers fell to the back. So I combine my 3x and my 4x, giving me 7x. Bring everything else down, because I only want to do one step at a time. I combine 7x minus 2x, giving me 5x. Bring everything else down. I can't combine 5x and my negative 8, so I combine negative 8 and 5, giving me negative 3. I bring down 5x minus 3. And that's my answer. Okay, I have 2 of these for you to try, and you can check your answers against mine. So go ahead and pause, make sure you know what you're doing, and once you have your own answer, I want you to check your answers against mine. Okay? So once you've unpaused, you can go ahead and check your answer. For the first one, I have negative 12x minus 2. And for the second one, I have 9x plus 8. So, in the last set of notes, we learned how to use the distributive property. And in previous notes, we also focused a bit of time on negatives. We're going to incorporate those into combining like terms. This checking understanding has all 3. You're going to have to know how to do distributive property, you're going to have to know how to carry your negatives, and you're going to have to combine your like terms. Go ahead and try that with your checking understanding. Solve all 3 problems, and once you get them correct, you can move on to the back. All right, let's flip over. Okay, combining like terms and equations. In this section, we're really just applying what we saw on the front of these notes to equations. Basically, the same thing, but with an equal sign. Basically, the same thing, but with an equal sign. Combine your like terms first, and then solve for x. Sometimes it's simple. Combining like terms is all you need to do to get x by itself. Like here, when I do 3x minus 2x, I just get x. And I know that x equals 5. Other times, combining like terms is just an extra step. So we do 8x minus 2x, giving me 6x equals 18. Then I divide both sides by 6. And I find out that x equals 3. Or it can lead to a 2-step problem like this. 5x plus 2x gives me 7x minus 3 equals 46. I add my 3 to both sides. I end up with 7x equals 49. Divide both sides by 7. And I find that x equals 7. Okay. You might also have to combine numbers and x's. Separately, of course, before you solve for x. I'm going to do the question on the left. I'm going to leave you to do the question on the right. So, just like before, we're going to combine our like terms, we're going to combine our x's, and we're going to combine our numbers. 3x plus 5x is 8x. And then I bring everything else down. Negative 2 plus 7 is going to give me 5. So I have 8x plus 5 equals 21. Now it's just a regular 2-step. I subtract 5 from both sides. I get 8x equals 16. Then I want to divide both sides by 8. And I will find that x equals 2. Now, I'm going to let you try the second question on the right. Go ahead and pause and see if you can get an answer. All right, so for the one on the right, you're going to find that x equals 6. If you didn't get this answer, go ahead and pause, check your work, and see where you might have made a mistake. Okay, another thing you might see is that we have to combine on the left and right side of the equal sign. So on my left, I'm going to combine my 3x and my 5x, giving me 8x. I'm going to bring my negative 5 down. On the right, I combine my 10 minus 3, It's going to give me 7. I'm going to bring down the plus 4. On another line, I'm going to combine 7 plus 4, giving me 11. I'm going to have 8x minus 5 equals 11. Add 5 to both sides, add 5 to both sides. I find that 8x equals 16. From there, again, just divide by 8, divide by 8. Find that x equals 2 again. Okay, just like last time, I'm going to let you try the problem on the right. Go ahead and pause and see if you can find the correct value for x. Okay, for this question, your value of x should be 5. If you didn't get that, go ahead and check your work and see where you might have made a mistake. So, no matter what, your process is always going to be the same. First, you should always combine all of your like terms. Combine all like terms. Once you've done that, you want to solve for x. You want to combine first and then solve for x. Because you can't solve if you got multiple x's. And if you got a whole bunch of numbers everywhere, it's going to be really, really hard to get a solid answer. So, once you've got all that down, we're going to go ahead and try the checking understanding. Just like the last time, you're going to see distributed property and negatives around. Go slowly with these questions. Make sure you understand what's happening and how to combine through every step. As always, let me know if you have any questions, and have a wonderful rest of your day.